All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining ATD's second demo day. I'm Alexandria Clapp, the Senior Content Manager for Learning Technologies and Sciences at ATD, and I will be your moderator today. Before we get started, I wanted to share that ATD is celebrating our 80th anniversary this year. For 80 years, ATD has been supporting people in the training and development field by offering a variety of resources, education courses, certifications, and serving a worldwide membership that spans more than 100 countries. You can check out a video celebrating ATD's 80th anniversary, ATD's annual report, design tip videos, interviews with instructional designers and L&D experts, and more on ATD's YouTube channel. And I am going to drop in a couple of links for you in the chat right now so that you can go and check out those videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can always be in the know for that. And ATD also offers research reports. ATD Research tracks the latest trends, identifies practices that distinguish top companies, informs decisions, and connects research to practice and performance. And if you're an ATD member, you get access to these research reports and the white paper PDFs for free as part of your member benefits. And we want your input. ATD 2023 State of the Industry Report is now open, and we invite your organizations to participate in ATD's most comprehensive benchmarking report of the year for talent development. It's open right now, and we're going to drop the link in the chat for you. So you have lots of time to complete this by July 28th. And that is right there for you. I'm so excited. I see that everyone is saying hello. They are saying, we have someone here from Tokyo, Japan. You might get the award for most far away from me. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area. All right, everyone. Welcome, and let's focus on today's event, Demo Day, Emerging Technologies in L&D. We are so excited to see live demos today from 5 leading learning technology providers. These are going to be 30-minute demos, and they'll give you an opportunity to learn more about the solutions, see their platforms in action, and ask questions. Whether you are in the market to upgrade your tech stack or you're just looking to stay current on the latest suppliers and features in our industry, we hope today's demo day focused on emerging technologies in L&D helps you learn about the benefits of a variety of options at once. I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsors, Bluewater, Skill Cycle, Cloverleaf, Cypher Learning, and Tiger Hall. Thank you for being part of this event and providing such a wonderful opportunity for our attendees to learn more about emerging technologies. A couple quick logistical items before we get started with our first demo day. Our speakers plan to keep you engaged, so if you would like to interact with them and your fellow participants throughout the demos, please be sure to select everyone in the chat box. And I see everyone is practicing right now. You're telling us where you're tuning in from and how hot it is. Also, why don't you let us know what you're looking forward to learning about today? We have 5 demos coming up, so I want to hear from you why you're here and what you want to learn. And we will be saving time for Q&A during each of those demos, so we'll be saving any new or unanswered questions to be addressed during those times. And also keep in mind that we've built in 15-minute breaks after each demo to give you time to stretch your legs and refresh before our next demo starts. So we are ready to go. I am very pleased to introduce today's first demo with Bluewater, the Unconstrained LMS. Bluewater has a whole team to guide you through their demo today. So I'm going to pass it over to Chris Bond, Bluewater's CEO and founder, to take it away for us for our first demo.
Great. Thanks, Alexandria. And we are incredibly excited to be here today. We love doing these demo days with ATD and have a lot of really interesting stuff to be able to share with you. But our theme and our topic today is the Unconstrained LMS. And we've been working with learning management systems for 20 years now. And in that environment, what we found is that there's some things that just don't create the right user experience, the right manager experience. And so how do you begin to solve that problem? We want to show you an example, and that example is Bluewater Learning Journey Maps. So as we go through today, I'm Chris Bond. Again, as Alexandria said, I'm the CEO and founder of Bluewater. I've also got with me Kurt Swain, who's the president of our interactive division, and Bennett Jensen, who is our VP of Strategic Partnerships, who's going to be manning the chat on the backside. So as y'all have got questions, we're going to make sure to get rapid answers to that. And if we don't have an immediate answer, we're going to make sure that we get a follow-up for you right away as well. So Bennett will be manning that chat and making sure that we're all got everything in line. So let's start off. We're going to talk a little bit about learning journey maps, but let me give you a little bit of background on Bluewater. So as I mentioned, we've been around 20 years. In fact, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary this year. Over that time, we've delivered over 5,000 learning projects to over 1,200 clients. We've got a great family of people, not only here at the business, but our clients that have been with us for a long time, and they represent a very wide and diverse industry. But the theme for Bluewater is that we want to create clients for life by helping you change the way that you leverage learning and talent technology in order to be able to achieve your business goals. And looking at that, there's some unique things about how we do that I want to share with you as well. And we call it the Bluewater way. It's foundational to really who we are, our purpose, our mission, how we do it, and what we do. So our mission is to redefine service in the learning and talent industry. Because we're a service-based organization, we are people helping people. But our purpose, which leads everything, is to help transform the lives of our employees by helping them serve you and helping you serve those that are around you. We do that through relationships. We focus on business impact, and we've got an incredibly flexible set of solutions to be able to help really look at that organization and think about changing a way that we leverage learning and talent technology in order to advance the goals of your business. That's going to be a theme through today, because when we look at learning journey maps, it's not just about what is it that you can do to make it really pretty and useful, but how does that translate in the development of deeper skills? How does that translate into satisfaction on the part of the employee, in the manager, and what they're able to see? So we're going to dive in. I know we want to get to the demo here pretty quick. We just wanted to give you a little bit of background on Bluewater. Got a lot of great things that we can share with you, and we'd love to talk to you more and more throughout, not just today, but in the future, to be able to see if there's ways that we can help you. So let's talk a little bit about learning journey maps. So what's a learning journey map? It's two components. First, it's a map, and the map is for the learner. It's a way to be able to guide and direct a tour of learning for an individual. Now, this is an example of one of the learning journey maps that we're going to use in the demo, but the idea here is to simplify inside your existing LMS how you guide people through a curricula or a learning program. Now, this particular image is inside an actual LMS, and so we want to use the functionality of the LMS to provide a very graphically rich, gamified experience in order to be able to guide people through a curricula. A lot to show you around this today, but that's only one part of it, is the map. That's for the learner. We need to have something for the manager. And so when we look at the manager, it's all about information and data. How can I go map against the people in my organization that are going through this learning journey map and how they're progressing and how they've done? Where are there places I need to encourage them? Where are there places that I might want to assign them a course in order to be able to guide them and direct them through that process? So Bluewater Learning Journey Maps are a combination of two things, a map and a dashboard. Those two are matched together in order to be able to provide a great solution for very specific programs and roll out a variety of different curricula and learning programs. And we're going to get into actual uses here in just a moment. So why is this so valuable? What we've learned, and especially as we look over the last 5 years or so, is that learner engagement is critical. It's not just about, hey, you've got to complete these things in order to be compliant. You've got to achieve certification. It's about learner engagement, and engagement drives knowledge, and knowledge retention. It drives the ability to go change and navigate through skills. So that learner engagement is critical. But if we do all the things the right way, and we've got great learner engagement, we provide access for a manager, then we're going to create an impact on the business that's going to be easy to be able to see and recognize and measure. So as Kurt's going to take you through the demo here in just a moment, I want you to think about this from a perspective of learner engagement, and then how does that really impact your business? So with that, I'm going to bring in Kurt Swain, and Kurt is actually going to transition over to the part that you really want to see, which is the demos, a variety of learning journey maps. And we'll talk a little bit about our current clients' experiences and some of their stories to be able to provide some great context around that as well. So Kurt, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Great background, great descriptions. And appreciate everybody attending today and wanting to learn more about this great solution. So we're going to do 2 demos today, 2 live demos, and we also have some examples that we want to show that are going to be just kind of a pass through to illustrate what's possible. But our first live demo is International Airways. Now, International Airways is a fictional company. It is based off a real client of ours, but we will not show our client's content here, but we can show you what it's like. So International Airways had a challenge, and that challenge was they wanted to grow and scale their below the wing workforce over a period of about 2 years by thousands. And the real challenge was the below the wing workforce had a 40-hour, 2-week, a 2-week, 40-hour program that they were having a lot of attrition in. So a lot of folks were not completing the onboarding program itself. And the reason for that was a lot of the below the wing workers were new to technology, new to the workforce. They were deskless workers primarily, and they didn't necessarily relate to an LMS interface or even what an LMS was as they were coming into these positions. So they were struggling with knowing where they were in the curriculum or the program, where they were, what they needed to complete, how long it would take, and what the expectations really were. And a lot of them were really just dropping out. So International Airways came to Bluewater and said, we have this challenge. What can we do to solve it? So we came up with a learning journey map for our below the wing workers. We have Daniel Love on the left side of our screen here is our new hire, and his manager, Wrongway Corrigan, who really wants to know how are we maintaining or how are we getting through the program with those new hires. So having said that, I'm going to hop over to our first demo site. Chris, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that now? Are we good to go?
We are
Excellent.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Yes,
So
we're transitioning and Kurt's logging in here. Again, we're showing you this in real LMS, and I want to make sure that the key here is that the product that we have is not an additional technology. This is an application that integrates in with your existing LMS. So as Kurt's doing the demo, this isn't a industry-leading LMS. We've got the application that's overlaying and actually doing this work, but it integrates seamlessly in order to be able to make sure that that works. Now, there's another question that came in that I want to go ahead and address up front, and that is we can also provide the LMS if you need an LMS to work with learning journey maps, and so as one complete package. But what we're showing you today is really an overlay and an application that can make almost any LMS do things a little bit more magically.
Thank you, Chris. So as you can see, this is the first thing that Danny Love sees when he logs into the LMS. Danny is a below the ring worker. He may have some technical skills on his mobile device, but isn't on a computer every day. So you can imagine what his reaction might be to see this versus, we'll just drop down and show you what a typical learner homepage might be like. So here you have kind of a generic dashboard, if you will. And LMSs do have a challenge in terms of they're trying to reach the masses and give a common experience and a common set of tool sets. But when you really want to bring someone on board into a new organization, a new program, it's good to have that good cultural alignment, simplification of what's expected, and just really being able to follow what's going on. Here with International Airways, you can see obviously it's a travel theme. The metaphor aligns to the industry, it aligns to the culture of the business, the branding, and also to the content itself. So as an onboarding program, Danny can see where he has to start. Here with module 1, you can see the airplane taking off. And then each stop along the way is another point of knowledge, another level of gaining experience and working within International Airways. Danny can see that I start at 1 and I end at 12 with my solo flight. So again, highly metaphorical in terms of how we describe the brand, the language, and the culture of not just the content, but the experience itself for Danny. I am going to point out one side event. We do have a global resources tab over here on the left, so Danny can reference that at any time during the journey, so that if there's something that is relevant at any point, it's not just isolated within a particular location within that path. So as you can see, Danny's starting with module 1. We'll go ahead and click on that, and you can kind of see how this works. Danny gets his boarding pass. Again, here's a preview of what Danny's going to be doing in this first stop. Has an itinerary, again, highly branded and aligned to the industry. And right here, you can see, again, we're in the LMS. Danny can launch the content right from the learning journey map. I'll go ahead and do this. We've got a short 2-screen course that we'll launch. This is for efficiency on the demo. This is not a real course, but we'll go ahead and get that going. Each launching of a course will depend on how it's structured in the LMS itself, but you can see that Danny can launch module 1. And get going right here. And the course will load. So here we are, module 1, welcome to International Airways. We're going to begin the course, and very efficiently and quickly, we're going to close the course for 2 screens. So Danny has completed his first leg of his journey. And we can go right back to the learning journey map. And clearly see that Danny has now left the Americas and is now in London, England. And if you're noticing, you can see the background has shifted too. So Danny is literally in London, England, Bridge Tower right behind, or I'm sorry, Tower Bridge right behind him. And the imagery aligns to my location and my next stop. Or it's reinforced here in the pop-up. You get the description of module 2 ramping up. And again, you can launch the course right from here. And this particular program, since it is an onboarding program, is linear. Although Danny can't jump ahead to module 4 or module 6, Danny can get a preview for each module just by clicking and reading what's expected. More information can be put in this dialog box, potential seat time or the time to complete this particular leg of the journey. That could all be presented in this pop-up. And we'll go ahead and we're going to start Danny on module 2 real quick. But we're not going to let Danny complete module 2. I'll show you what in progress might look like.
So Kurt, as you're doing that, one of the things that I want to point out is that these maps are all very dynamic. So depending on who the individual is, depending on what their role is, will provide an opportunity for a unique map, unique positioning in the map, different ways to begin to look at a variety of environments. So that dynamic nature of the map, that it's unique to an individual based on all their credentials and data that we've got inside the LMS, is critical to making this a really unique activity.
Thank you, Chris. As you can see now, we've got Danny has started leg number 2, taking off from London and headed toward Frankfurt, but has not completed it. So we've got the plane mid-flight. So again, a very easy to follow, predictive, process and journey for the learner, and they can just progress through it at the appropriate pace and complete as necessary. But that's only half the story. We've got the other side, which is What about Danny's manager? So we're going to go ahead and sign out from Danny. And we're going to sign in as Danny's manager, Longway Kurgan.
Now, one of the things that you've seen that particular map that we found with all of the learning journey maps, but we had a great feedback from one of our clients that said, this is not only helping me get people through the learning journey, it's helping me establish culture for onboarding individuals. It's helping me with change management for different people inside the organization. So it's got a variety of applications, but the impact points are great because it's unique to your own individual organization. So we just loved hearing that from a client and wanted to share that as you were transitioning there, Kurt.
Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it was great feedback to hear how much it meant to the learners to be introduced to the culture and the identity of the organization from day one. So great feedback there. So here we have Wrongway. This is kind of a standard manager homepage in this LMS. And within one click, Wrongway, who's in charge of this onboarding program, can see all of his charges progress through the system. And from what you just saw a moment ago, you can see here we have Danny Love has completed module 1 and is in progress on module 2. And as we like to say, this is near real-time updates for someone like Wrongway. And it really does depend a little bit on the LMS, but usually within 30 seconds, we can get an update on the status, which is really efficient, just in time for the manager to evaluate how we're doing with the program or how an individual is doing with the program. We can see that maybe Cindy needs some prompting to continue on, as maybe Cindy's been on module 1 for a while, and Wrongway can reach out to Cindy and say, hey, you need to get going on this. This particular program is an onboarding program, and it is prescriptive, meaning that all modules are assigned at once. But if one of these were an unassigned module, there's an option to assign that to a learner from this particular dashboard. So that's the two parts of International Airways. You can see they're highly aligned in terms of brand and function. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to sign out of Wrongway now and get back to our presentation.
Yeah, and the key here is, again, providing that balance that you need not only a great map and a great experience for the learner, but you also need that information for the manager to help encourage and help that learner navigate, especially in an onboarding program, be able to really work together in order to be able to go achieve results. And we're seeing a lot of really, really unique things from our clients in terms of how they're rolling out those dashboards to managers and how that's helping them go through an education process to even be a better manager.
So we're going to have another live demo here in just a minute in an LMS, but we wanted to talk a little bit about, sure, this makes sense under that linear onboarding progression, but there are other certainly applications of how you would apply a learning journey map that may not feel truly like a map. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. So we're going to talk a little about, compliance training, certifications, leadership development, career pathing, and product sales training. And we're going to just kind of fly through some examples of what that might look like. So here's an example of compliance training for safety around a particular hazardous environment. And this is required training. The individuals can take it at each stop along the way. It's not prescriptive, meaning that they can take it in any order, but they have to complete all of it. And this one is visually aligned to maybe some of the hazards as they relate to the actual environment to give the contextual relatedness for the learner. So as they click through, they can learn about each level or what the challenges are in each area of this rig. For certifications, this one's quite interesting to say, how is this a map? Does it really feel like a map? Well, in fact, it is. It's a fairly complex list of options in a map, to Chris's point on how dynamic it can be. This one talks about how an auto mechanic, for instance, might need to be versed in multiple elements of the vehicle. We've got engine, drivetrain, chassis, electrical, and hybrid as main categories, but within each one of those categories now, they could be at a different level. Maybe I'm a beginner, intermediate, advanced, or mastery level in any one of those. So this map really aligns to what do I need to do to increase my mastery levels of each one of these areas. In looking at leadership and D&I, this particular client was looking to develop leaders' awareness and knowledge and relatedness to DE&I, and kind of a growing path of a kind of a hill climbing metaphor, if you will, that we have this accordion style view map where you can learn, you get introduced to the concepts, take an assessment, a self-assessment to understand where you are along this journey, how you align to where the organization wants you to be. And of course, learn and experience through real world stories and relatedness through content around individuals. It's about leading individuals, it's about DE&I, and it's about really understanding where they are. So this one has an episode metaphor.
So Kurt, while you're there, we've got a question here on how could this work for language learning, and does it offer gamification? And so let me start off by answering, absolutely could work for language learning in being able to map out those different elements and how they flow together. And then we see more of the gamification coming in really in the backside when you're launching the content. Now, there's different ways to make the map a little bit more gamified, but we see that more in the content being the real game that allows you to progress through the map. And so those things working together, LMS, map, and especially content are critical. Kurt, anything to add on to that?
Yeah, I would say, in particular around the gamification, there are elements to this, particularly when you see I've got a path to complete, that's intrinsic motivation to get something done. There are a lot of folks who are about, hey, how can I get to the next level or get to the next thing? That is a gamification technique that motivates people to get things done, as well as the performance level. How high did I score? Am I leveling up? You know, how am I in competition? Those could all be rolled into a map to employ throughout to keep that engagement and that motivation moving forward.
So one of the things we've added in additionally are scoreboards, leaderboards, competition in sections. And I think you're going to get into it a little bit here in terms of that achievement. Even if we talk back to certifications, I don't know if you noticed it in the top right-hand corner, but there were certifications that automatically add as you're picking those up. So it's a great way to be able to track where you are from a visual aspect, and not just from a list view.
Great. So here we have our Acme Financial Institution. Again, this is not a real institution or a real client, but based on a story from one of our clients. Here you can see we have a customer service representative who's wanting to go through their career path and grow their skills. Maybe they want to be a branch manager someday at Acme Financial. So what they can do is they can focus on different levels or different areas of their career development and maintain that growth across multiple arenas versus a linear path moving forward. This one is a fairly complex, similar to certifications in terms of the levels that you have and the sub-pathing, if you will, and the levels for each one of them to complete. You can see at a glance where I am. I'm 65% through the talent management series. And you continue to go through. Here's where I am under inclusion, equity, and diversity. And then I move to my sales and service area and my business banker one. So again, growing multiple skills in multiple arenas as I advance and get ready for my next level in my career.
So Kurt, we've got another question from Megan. What's the turnaround time for development in iterations? So development time on our standard maps is 4 weeks. So from the point in time we contract, we get started, it's 4 weeks to get that learning journey map up and operational. We do have some custom map, quite a few custom maps that we also are building for organizations, and those can take up to 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what the complexity of the application looks like. But the standard maps, which we've showed you quite a few today, 4 weeks from the point in time we get started, you should be live.
Correct. And if you want to get really creative and you want to challenge us, we also have the opportunity to go further with that. And let's look at some unique new features that might fit your organization's wants, needs, and desires. This one's quite interesting. This one, our IT Academy, is for product sales training. We really wanted to show and kind of demonstrate this one because it's unique in the sense that this is not a singular learning journey map in the sense that we're teaching a path around a particular product or series of products. It really is user specific. So we jokingly say this is not a learning journey map. This is 200 different unique learning journey maps based on your role and position within the organization and the path you have to take. So it dynamically builds your path and moves you through it at your pace, and then also extends beyond. So in a particular path or plan, you'll have a series of learning elements that, and those could be paths themselves, or they could be courses or modules. And so each one is built dynamically through this visualization based on your role and the products that you're supporting. Anything to add on this one, Chris?
So yeah, Kurt, we had a question a little bit earlier on, is this adaptive learning? This particular learning journey map is adaptive because it's taking completions, roles, changes, jobs, and actually adapting to different elements of what you're actually doing in order to create the uniqueness to the learning journey map. So it does modify as you go along in that process based on a lot of those factors and those variables that we're going to get out of the data that's accomplished because you're completing courses or not completing courses, or you've got new information that comes in about you as well.
All right, doing a quick time check here. So we've got one more live demo, and we wanted to show this one. Again, this is another fictional company of ours. This is actually homegrown. Here at Bluewater, we have our own restaurant. We call it Water Wings. It is a quick serve restaurant. It is by the sea, and it's called Water Wings because chickens can't swim. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to go over to our LMS here, and I'm going to log in as Buddy Shrimp Catcher, our team member here at Water Wings. And this is an upskilling example. And hopefully I can get that password right. Great. Again, so if anyone's familiar with the quick serve restaurant environment, you can see that this aligns to how they view typically a layout of a restaurant. You have your back of house, food prep and food making. You have your front of house for order taking and serving. We have our entrance here and our beachfront, which is unique to Water Wings for us. What's really great about this is a non-prescriptive exploratory map. So if I wanted to go in and look at the entrance here as a new employee, I can see welcome to Water Wings. Maybe I'm hired in as a delivery driver. And that's going to be my focus for my role. I've got it there. I can always back out to the higher level and maybe explore beachfronts. And here on the beachfront, we have our beach serve, and our beach sides are our two sections for content. If I click on beach sides, you can see we can get a description on what that looks like. Click off of it. But I can also at the macro level see how am I doing getting through all learning stops in this map. So here's the checklist. Now, I mentioned that perhaps maybe the person that was just starting as a delivery driver, but let's just say I'm working back of house and I'm here to prepare sandwiches. The upskilling or cross-skilling element is once I've gone through my initial training and development path, I may be needed to go jump into a new station. And so a manager has to have information about what's my status, what's my capability, what's my training level to go work at different stations at a quick serve restaurant in a high-paced, active environment. So it changes dynamically. There's lots of folks moving in and out. There's a lot of scheduling, a lot of shift changes. So how does that work? So we'll go in and we'll look at a module here. This is an actual e-learning module that we created for Water Wings. This is our chicken sandwich, and it's quite delicious. We'll resume. We won't be able to complete this particular training. It's pretty long as it's a full course around this chicken sandwich, our fictional chicken sandwich. But you can see how we can align the journey map to the content. So here we have a good cultural brand alignment in terms of presentation and the context of the content aligning to the journey map. So we'll throw this together pretty quick. We're going to toast our bun here, pull that out. We'll add some of our special secret sauce, add the protein, some pickles, and top it off. And then we can continue to progress. So again, high brand engagement. Here we have a small scenario about taking an order, but high brand engagement, high culture engagement, and of course, directly related to what you're doing in the organization as your job and your role.
So Kurt, I'm going to do a time check and we're going to get to that last slide real quick. I know we've got a number of other questions that are in there. Just really quick, Mohammed asked about the admin interface. And on the admin interface, it's really dependent on your LMS. Whatever you've got is constraints, roles, permissions in your LMS, we want to use that as well. And yeah, go ahead and go to the final slide so we can get that up. And then Brandon asked about the learning journey map being set up. Very, very easy to migrate different courses, put a different course in place, reduce the number of courses. Any of those pieces are very easy to administer to be able to get that done. So as we're running right up on time, I just wanted real quick, and thank you so much for all the questions and your interest there. There's lots more to show. So when we think about this in Bluewater and our learning journey maps, pull out your phone, click on the QR code. It's going to take you to our Learning Journey Maps website. We can set up a full demo for you, take you through the entire application. We've got a great team that would love to be able to help you and help you learn more about different ways to create that great engagement and the business impact. You also have Kurt and my contact information. Feel free to reach out to us directly. Take a picture of the screen or screenshot it. We'd love to hear from you and be able to follow up as well. So QR code will take you directly to the right place on the Bluewater website. Contact Kurt and I directly. We just thank you so much for your time and the opportunity to show you a little bit about Bluewater Learning Journey Maps. There's so much more that we can do and we can do together. We'll look forward to talking to you and having an opportunity for us to work together to be able to solve some business problems. So thank you so much for your time and all the interest. Alexandria, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much to the whole Bluewater team. Thank you again for kicking off our second demo day, for returning. This was so much fun. It's fast and furious. As Chris said, we just scratched the surface with all these folks. We're definitely keep in mind that you should be reaching out to follow up with more questions that didn't get answered. Go take a break right now, everyone. Stretch your legs, do a refresh, and come and join us back in 15 minutes. We're going to get started 45 minutes after the hour, whatever time zone you're in. I know we have a lot of folks here at different time zones today. So I will see you in 15 minutes, and I'll be starting right at 12:45 with our second demo. And that is, I have it in front of me. We are going to be with Skill Cycle. So I will see you all soon. Thanks, guys.